This government, with what I've seen, their ability to cover things up that, I've been trying to expose before I got into all this stuff. They have the ability to cover anything up, almost anything. I just feel that at this point, even the Bob Lazar story, which I've, gone, I've been rallying against for years and pointing all this evidence, even all that evidence, as Ricardo Storti pointed out in the latest interview I did with him, all that evidence could have been manufactured by the government just to throw people off the trail, and they could have just, they're that powerful that they really could in so many ways. But delete
Yeah.
his educational records. I'm not so sure about that. He might, even George Knapp admits he lied about that, or a lot of people lied on their resumes to get jobs back then. So it's
I've
whatever.
seen that clip of him talking at some conference in Europe about that. George Knapp, I mean, talking about
Yeah,
Bob Lazar's. Who cares if he fudged that's basically the gist of what he said, right? Who cares if he
yeah,
fudged his records? He still did this, whatever. So, no, that is interesting. I do want to get into Bob Lazar here in just a second, though, because I do want to talk to
yeah,
you about him because I think what you've because that's how I really found out about you first was seeing you on Danny Jones' podcast talking about that. And I clicked right
yeah.
away and I enjoyed the hell out of that podcast. Um,
Thanks.
but I want to get back to like what you're working
Danny's
on
good. He
and
does a
like
lot
what
of great
you're
interviews.
I love Danny's stuff, man. I covered a
Yeah.
ton on Vetted, dude. He has the best one, dude. I can get the best thumbnails from his stuff. Like his lighting is great, his production is great, even if you just want to watch or listen to it just production wise, like it's he does a great job, man, for sure. um but like what you're working on, right, and some of these things, so you're let's just really get into like what exactly are you guys working on, and y'all work, yeah, I'm curious. I don't know if I'm
Well,
wrong even there.
unfortunately, we don't have a huge particle accelerator or access to asteroid mining equipment, so we don't have any source of element 115 right now.
Yeah. Oh,
So the Bob Lazar experiment's kind of off the table until that
so you can get
happens.
that, yeah.
But if we can get the element 115, or, Bob's, can tell us where they hid that piece that he alludes to in that part of the Jeremy Corbell documentary there, where they go out off the record, leave their cell phones, and have to talk about the super secret element,
In the woods, right? They're in
yeah,
the woods, yeah, I remember
yeah,
that.
the part, and that kind of is hard for me to believe because of the calculations that Bob did about the cost of the stuff, and like, wouldn't the government notice if a couple $1 trillion went missing? I mean, yes and no. I mean, we've
I
we
mean, that's the problem with the government,
things
right?
like
You know
that have
how
happened
like
before.
you know how everything is the government is just, anything you say like, yeah, but that they are that messed up. They
So
can do it
you
purposely
know what,
and unpurposely, right? So it makes it hard to like
dude? I just figured
argue
out
it.
where the 21 trillion went. That missing
Where
$1 trillion from the budget, it paid for that element 115 that Bob Lazar took.
there it is.
There it
Let's
is.
get let's get Congress on the phone.